Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is our channel. Welcome. My name is Gerald Kiambi. Inhale confidence, exhale doubt. It's been a while. Today we are talking about many things, and being an electioneering period, it's our duty, our civic duty to educate ourselves. Apart from the electoral commissions and all its functions and mandates, it's our civic duty to self-educate ourselves on these things. So today we are discussing things to do with elections. It is my pleasure to indicate that we have 3 episodes. 1, types of election; 2nd, the voting process; and 3rd, how to register and identification during the voting process. So for this particular episode, we are talking about our civic responsibility, our civic duty, and our yoke as citizens to elect the people we want them to represent us. So welcome. Inhale confidence, exhale doubt. So there are 6 types of elections in Kenya. 1 is called the general election. Everybody knows this. After every 5 years here in Kenya and 7 years in US and other organizations of the world, it is a time where the parliamentary elections are carried out, where offices are handed over through the representation from a citizen perspective. This becomes a civic duty for every citizen at a particular age and of sound mind to have registered, to have been identified, and to take that action to elect those people they want them to represent and govern them. That is the general election. It is a full-term election. Then there is the second one we call by-election. By-election is that period within the parliamentary term where, due to resignation, due to death, due to court of law, justice to remove a representative, or any other episode that makes the representative not to be of sound mind and eligible for election, needs that vacancy to be filled. So it is the mandate of the electoral commission or any electoral body to fill that gap that is required to be filled. So that's called a by-election. It is within the parliamentary period of the general election. Then we have the third one, we call it party primaries. Party primaries is where every political party yields a candidate or a list of candidates to be nominated during the general elections. These are the names of the people who the party fronts for their own interest and representation. From this part, we are saying that every party nominates and the aspiring candidates and hands that list to the electoral commission for them to appear in the ballot papers. Then we have the other one, we call it the runoff. When the candidates, especially the presidential candidates, are not able to reach the 50% plus 1, they go for a second round, which involves at least 2 of the highest scoring candidates to be able to determine who is the winner. Unlike in the general election where there is a 50% plus 1, in a rerun, the second round, the winner, even if with a simple majority, takes the day. Then the other one, we call it a recall. Recall is where the electorates, that is the citizen in a particular constituency or ward or that, they come together, they want to recall the member of representation they fronted for election. So they write a petition to the electoral commission, and the electoral commission, they're the ones to make a question, a simple vote majority within that constituency or that jurisdiction to determine where and why that person needs to be recalled. It is within more than a reasonable doubt for them to hand over that. And then after the member has been recalled, a by-election happens. That is where the representation is fronted back to the citizen to make a decision. So through these 6 election episodes or types, the citizen is given the yoke to determine the people they want to govern them. So it is like more of a self-rule indication. So it is our responsibilities as citizen, good citizen, to have a valid passport, a valid identification card, and any other material the Electoral Commission wishes, so that you might be able to be eligible for election. So on our following episodes, we talk more about the real process that is happening and how you need to register and be identified. It might be electronic, which they call biometric voter registration, or it might be manual, where there is a paper and a book like my books here. Your names are written down and then you can be able to verify. From there you're giving, so the election period or the electioneering period gives you, the citizen, a mandate to be able to give someone your powers to govern you. So a good citizen chooses a good representative. It's not about money, not about education, but about the things as a citizen you wish to be addressed on. So maisha mabaya, siasa mbaya results to poor civic life, but siasa nzuri gives you that right to become a democratic state and to be able to enjoy the representation. Thank you. Comment, subscribe, share, and give us more on what we wish us to talk. Subscribe on the button below and watch out, stay tuned for the next episode. Hi.